Good morning, everybody. I think we had a good day yesterday, right? Okay. Today is going to be a little bit condensed. We got a great presentation from ASME concerning public sector plans that most of us don't have a lot of knowledge of. And so it's going to be very interesting, and we look forward to that. Sharon Levine, who everybody seems to know, bankruptcy, #1 union bankruptcy counsel in the country, obviously cannot be here for she's taking some family situation. So in the United Airlines presentation will be somewhat condensed. And after that, text Sharon last night, we'll do a video at a later date of a much broader presentation on what happened to United Airlines bankruptcy. So we should be getting out here somewhat earlier than we anticipated. It's Friday in Washington, D.C., and people just leave town on Friday. So we will be getting out earlier. Before we actually get started with the program, I'd like to acknowledge the fact that we have some great people working at the Alliance that work very hard to put this together. And we have a great staff at the Alliance, Retired Americans, who work hard every day on behalf of seniors and others to improve the quality of life of everyone. So we have David Blank, Michelle Campbell, Lisa Cutler, Kim Abdullah, Eva Dominguez, Maureen Dunn, Richard Fiesta, obviously the executive director, Juan Johnson, who's over here doing some great work 90% of the time. Joni Jones, who's been like wandering around. You may have seen her wandering around giving directions. Joni's over in the corner. Step out here, Joni. We got Brendan Kelly, who is one of our operations director. Scott Kessner, who does a lot of the direct mail processing. Ann Lamb and Susan Peeler working out in the accounting department. Jean Perenni, is that correct? Robert Remy, Sumner Sykes, and the executive assistant to the president and to the director, Renee Vicks, who tries to keep me straight. And that's a very difficult full-time job in and of itself. Thank you all of them for the hard work they've done putting this together, and also having an executive board meeting and doing all the tough work that we do, that just like everybody else does out in the field, doing that good work. So thank you very much. So we are privileged this morning to have with us representatives of ASME. We certainly are thankful for their president, for Lee Saunders, who's a good friend, and a member of the executive board of the Alliance of Retired Americans, for putting together such a great team. He's done some fantastic work. That team has done some fantastic work in the public sector pension plans. They have done a fantastic job in making a worse situation better in Detroit. They're working very hard in Puerto Rico, which will not be discussed today because there's a lot of issues going on now that when you're in that bankruptcy process or that process, there are a lot of negotiations that go on that you just can't come out and report on a daily basis. But they have done some tremendous work. Detroit was sort of a tipping point for me when Tiffany put out that video about when the man said, as I mentioned yesterday, I worked hard all my life. I played by the rules. And now I get up in the morning and make a decision between food and medicine. And I would say ASME did a great job in protecting those folks out there. It was a devastating situation that we've done in other places, but just looking at that person said something. I've been in the arena for 30 years, the pension arena for 30 years, and there was another situation when we were dealing with when the Central States thing was going on, and our 400 teams just showed up to a meeting, and a lot of people in that room who were professionals who had, thought one way or another, said, not that it changed their mind about what they were doing, but this is the first time that we've had to confront people face to face as we're making these decisions. And it's a little different when you look people in the face and say, this is what I think is best for you. So again, Detroit and all that good work. So this morning, we have Michael Artz, who has practiced union side labor law his entire career and currently an associate general counsel at ASME. He was the lead counsel in the Detroit bankruptcy case, and we'll be hearing about that. And we have Brian Klopp, who is a labor economist at AFSCME, Department of Research and Collective Bargaining Service for 18 years, where he researches and analyzes financial and economic reports and employee benefits. He provided testimony on a variety of collective bargaining and pension issues. And my good friend Tiffany Ritchie, who is a crafts executive strategic campaigns that engage in educate and activate. Tiffany Ritchie is Associate Director of Communications for AFSCME, where she manages their communications team. Before entering the labor movement in 2003, Tiffany worked under Senators Paul Wellstone and Tom Harkin as Communications Director for Democrats in 2000. Please welcome our team from AFSCME to make this presentation.